Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, welcome to the 13th running of the Old Humble Distilling Company's Happy Hour. I am your host, the Old Humble guy himself. It says my name right there in case you were wondering. That's how I know who I am and how I know who to tell you I am. Otherwise, I'd forget. I mean, I really would. It's been a long week. It's surprisingly enough been a very long week, an exhausting week. And we will be joined momentarily by by our co-host, lawyer Lisa the lawyer. Where's the button? There's the button, and there's the other button. Joining us now, Lisa. Cheers, legal Lisa, the cat lady,
cat woman.
Women can be ladies too.
There's a different connotation with cat woman.
You're not like a cat lady of the night.
No,
just a cat lady, just a regular run-of-the-mill generic lady who also, I guess you could be interchangeable, I guess. I don't know. That's a good question. But we'll get to that question in a minute. So things going on right now. Housekeeping. The normal stuff that we do at the beginning of every show. This is our YouTube channel. I am the owner and operator of this distillery right here. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You can find our whiskeys at stores all across the great state of Texas, except for our rye. You can't find that in stores yet. The only place you can get it is at the distillery on Saturday. And who will be at the distillery Saturday, Lisa? Who will be at the distillery on Saturday, Lisa? That's her pointing at her is her saying on a audio and
I'll be there.
auditory and visual medium. She's just doing this, which sounds like dead air because it is.
I was eating a Pop-Tart.
So you'll be able to see us both, me and Lisa, and our good dear friend, Robot Carl the Robot. He's not Robot Carl.
Carl's going to be there?
McTubis has joined us.
Hey, McTubis.
Yeah, he will. There's a 50-50 chance. He said he'll be there, so it's probably 60-40 chance he'll be there.
Awesome.
Which is cool. It'll be good to have him there. Yeah. And I'll even be there for most of the day. And we have our first ever encore performance of a band at the distillery on Saturday afternoon. Ryan Adam Wells will be joining us for a second time. So come out and bring your listening ears and dancing boots. And, I even encourage people to bring old tomatoes and rotten cabbage and throw it at him because he's a good sport like that. He really is. He will enjoy the feedback.
He did enjoy the feedback last week. The ladies who were there really enjoyed him.
He is a great performer. He is an absolutely fantastic performer. He sings good music. He writes good music. He is an excellent singer. He doesn't just sing good music. He sings it well. He is a fantastic performing artist. I thoroughly enjoy listening to him. I like talking to him on just like a regular social basis. But if you've got some leftover tomatoes, huck it at him. He's a good sport. He'll think it's funny.
I
don't tell him I said
rotten tomatoes and slimy cabbage.
He's easily 6 inches taller than I am. That's pretty much the only good thing to do with cabbage is sling it at people who deserve to get cabbage slung at them or don't deserve to get cabbage slung at them. There's nothing else good to do with cabbage. Nothing else good to do with cabbage. Period. And I will die on this hill. Cabbage is the worst. People who eat cabbage are not the worst, but cabbage is the worst. Good people can eat cabbage. Fine, decent people can agree to disagree on the fact that cabbage is terrible. But the fact of the matter remains that they are wrong and cabbage is terrible. I mean, we can disagree, but they're still wrong. It's empirical fact. It's not the kind of fact that is ultimately going to cause airliners to blow up in the sky. Like when you're like, we'll just agree to disagree that, gasoline isn't flammable. No, you can't agree to disagree that gasoline isn't flammable. That it either is or it isn't. And one being wrong will cause it to blow up. You can't do that. But you can agree to disagree about cabbage because ultimately it's not going to cause anything to explode unless you fill it full of if you fill it full of gunpowder and light it.
I think you've got some potential there with exploding.
That would be cool because it is the season for fireworks and explodey things. I wonder how many of these I could stuff inside a cabbage and light. Oh, I could just crack it open and just dump the stuff out into the cabbage. Ooh, okay. We're going to have to invest in some cabbages. We have some Brussels sprouts still. One of these inside of a Brussels sprout would be
I don't think you're going to put one of those inside of a Brussels sprout.
I think I have something to do on New Year's Eve.
I'm sure that you have.
You only need one inside a Brussels sprout.
I don't think you can get that inside of a Brussels sprout.
Sure, you can get this inside of a Brussels sprout. Drill a little hole inside the little ball of death. Oh, yeah, you can definitely get that inside a Brussels sprout. I can get it inside a Brussels sprout. See, the trick is you lube it up and you just slide it right in. Copious amounts of lubrication. Copious amounts of lubrication. And then you just line it up. There you go. And then it goes in the Brussels sprout, just like that. You put your hand on top of the Brussels sprout and you steady it.
Hang on.
Oh, Lord. So cheers to the YouTube community. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Hello.
Lisa has to take a phone call because this isn't important to her.
Did you want to be on the live stream? Is that what you're calling me?
Yeah. Do we need to?
I said, did you want to be on the live stream? Is that what you're calling me?
I can mute her, I guess. Then we don't have to listen to her conversation in the background. All right. So Saturday, we're open to the public. Ryan Adam Wells performs. We'll have at least snacks, possibly food. We'll, of course, have music and whiskey and cocktails, and we'll have all of that. If you've been paying attention to the channel, you've seen my 25 days of Vlogmas that we're doing, 24 days of Vlogmas, 2021. What day is today? We are on day 16 of our Vlogmas challenge. It is 24 consecutive days of posting something to YouTube. Every single one of my posts has been in the between 5 minutes and 8 minutes. Most of them have been about 6.5 minutes long. I'm trying to keep it in a very tight budget of time because you've got time that you need to spend elsewhere. I've got time I need to spend elsewhere. I'm trying to be respectful of your time, and 24 days in a row. That's a lot of. Let me tell you the things that I've learned. It's really easy to do one of these sit down, hit record, one take type of shows and then post it up. YouTube likes these better if it's pre-recorded and posted up than if it's done live. YouTube doesn't like them when they're done live. The algorithm does not look kindly on short live shows. It looks fairly kindly on shows that are pre-recorded, recorded live, so to speak. Even if it's recorded in one take, recorded live, and then posted up, because if it's posted up, it looks like just any other edited show. And I like doing it as a recorded live type of show because then it gets done in one take. Bam. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 tries to get it done in one take. One day it took me 3 tries. I think it was day 8. It took me 3 tries. First, it was first I started the first take without any sound. And then I turned the microphone on and did the second take, and then the microphone died 5 minutes in. And then the third take was done the next day. So it took me 3 tries to get that one done. I think it was day 8. It might have been day 9. I can't remember. But I like that format. I'm enjoying it. I'm learning a lot about the YouTubing the reactions to the algorithms and things like that. And when the Vlogmas stuff is done on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, it's going to be tough doing it next week because I've got crap monkeys. I'm going to be out of town for 2 days next week. Hey, yeah, I'll figure it out. It's not going to be that big of a deal. And then we come back into town, and then we have the last Vlogmas is on Wednesday. We do our show Thursday night, and then after Thursday night is, well, we take a Friday off and we have Christmas. Holy crap, Christmas is next Saturday. I trust. Cheers, Rob. Tuna sent you our way. Well, tell Tuna thank you on my behalf. Cheers. So yeah, next Saturday, which means, guys, there's only, let's see here, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. There's only 7 more days to not go Christmas shopping to get the last minute Christmas shopping in on Friday afternoon. So be prepared. Like get your sitting clothes ready for sitting over the next 7 days, because you've got only seven days to procrastinate buying gifts at the last minute. Dollar Generals are open on Christmas Eve night. Family Dollar, Walmart's, but they're pretty picked clean. So you may have to get creative. Go to Hobby Lobby.
Home Depot. Hobby Lobby's not going to be open.
I was going to say Home Depot and Lowe's. That's a great way to find last minute Christmas gifts. Where are the best, Lisa, where are the best last minute Christmas shopping spots that you know of? Or do you not even bother with that crap? Last minute Christmas shopping.
Yeah, I don't do last minute Christmas shopping generally. However, I have been on the retail side of last minute Christmas shopping. Yeah, that's fun.
Oh yeah.
So the
that was my favorite when I worked retail. That was my favorite time because it was overtime for holiday work, and it was also usually it was in the time of the week when it was actually overtime. So I was getting double overtime pay as like a 19-year-old kid working 3 weeks between fall semester and spring semester. In those 3 weeks, I could make bank, and easily Christmas Eve night or the night before Christmas Eve. Those 2 nights were easily the most lucrative days because I could work 12-hour days. They didn't care. They're like, go ahead and take the register. Enjoy. Where were you retail? Where were you at when you did retail?
Brighton Collectibles, the Houston Galleria Mall, over by the Nordstrom.
Yeah.
So Galleria 4.
Oh, okay, so over by the Nordstrom in Galleria 4. Nice. I was Best Buy up here in Humble.
Ooh.
That's where I put in my holiday retail time. I worked Best Buy. That was my go-to holiday retail. It was always Best Buy. I worked there holidays and summers for about 3 years, I think. Yeah, that sounds right. And 1 year I worked there during the school year, but that was dreadful. I'll never do that again. Man. Literally. Except I did do it again. God. Man. Those graduate years were crazy. Anyway, so Christmas shopping, guys have 7 days left and if you're gonna do last minute Amazon shopping, you have probably 3 days left. Because you're probably if you wait till after Monday's, I'm not sure if Monday's going to be risky. If you wait until Monday to order your stuff on Amazon, it's not at all certain that it's going to get there before Thursday. And if it doesn't get there by Thursday, it's not being there Friday. And if it's not there Friday, you don't have it for Christmas. But Monday may be the last day you can possibly order. Tuesday's right out. I mean, there's no way in hell if you order a Tuesday, unless you're lucky and it comes from a local fulfillment center. And then you could probably order a Tuesday and get it Thursday. But Monday is probably your last chance to get it Thursday. I ordered some stuff today just power cords and HDMI cables and stuff like that. The HDMI cable will come tomorrow, but the power cord isn't going to come till Saturday at the earliest. That's if you're lucky, if I'm lucky. So there you go. There you go. And these copper blanks that I ordered, these little copper blanks that I ordered 2 weeks ago finally showed up. So, and there will be videos on what I'm doing with these copper blanks. So just stay tuned and be excited. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun and exciting. And this one, I tried doing the Acetone Etch, and you can look and see how well that went.
No, you can't. Yeah, no, you can't see.
Exactly. There's nothing there. The Acetone Etch did not go well on this particular blank. You see that now? There it is. It is blank, empty, etchless. 2 reasons. One, I was using nail polish and not pure acetone. And 2, I don't think, I'm not certain that the transfer medium that I was using was laser ink and not inkjet ink, the liquid ink versus the powder ink. So there you go. That's stuff I'm doing behind the scenes. There'll be a video on that coming soon. Y'all don't have any earthly idea what I'm talking about or what I'm doing, but you got to say that one more time. What? You're far away from the mic.
You take nail polish off.
I didn't hear you.
Why can't you hear me?
Yes, correct. Acetone is used to take the. I don't know. You're way far away from the mic, I guess.
So,
but it also is used to transfer ink from paper.
Right.
Yeah, nail polish is a type of acetone, but it's not pure acetone. It's like an acetone nitrate mix or something. At least the nail polish I was using, or the nail polish remover I was using, was a acetone mix.
Okay.
So I need to get some stuff I need to do.
Are 2 different things.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know, whatever. So yeah, that's but there'll be a whole video coming on that, and there may even be a live stream when we actually when I get the rest of the materials that I need for this particular project that we're working on. And it's going to be cool. It's going to look cool. It's going to be cool. And it's a thing that you will be able to get at the distillery until we can get it. There's a good chance that this particular project will show up in stores. Yeah, there's a real good chance. But we'll talk more about that next week. My preferred honey hole for last minute Christmas shopping. You're never going to guess this. It's actually Specs.
I was going to guess that.
I get some nice wines, a little paraphernalia, bar stuff, things like that.
Some cheese,
that's
gummy bears.
Where I feel yeah, like a nice cheese and some fine wine for my lovely wife. She loves a nice cheese and a fine wine. It's a great date night for the 2 of us. We have a great time. It's not so much good for the kids. The kids, last minute shopping, Barnes and Noble, surprise, surprise. They have bookstores still. Places I can usually go to in the mall while we're doing the Santa trip. They do. They have all kinds of delicious stuff at Specs.
They do.
They have food. They have candy. They have delicious whiskeys. They have moderate run-of-the-mill whiskeys. Speaking of moderate run-of-the-mill whiskeys, you may not know this, but this is the time of year that the allocated bottles for special releases hit the market. Vostek? What? Who's that? Hi, Emma Waters.
Walters
with an L, yeah. So, hi, Emma. You're a new face and a new name. I haven't seen you before. Cheers. But this is the time of year. This is the season when special edition, special releases, special reserves, the allocated bottles show up at the stores.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people get really excited for finding these bottles. Yeah, it's a fishing bot. Oh, that's good. Emma is a fishing bot. That's fun. Hi, Emma. Drop us your link. I want to see more. Uh, so yeah, the fishing bots are out. That's nice. We haven't gotten any of the Hitler guys lately.
It's true.
I got to admit, I was very happy that we are on the radar enough for the disgusting douchebag racists to show up and attempt to troll. But we're not on the radar. We're apparently we're not on the radar enough for them to keep paying attention. I mean, I need to get back on the radar more to get, or I just put in a better filter and they can't come. So you disgusting dirtbag douchebag racists, you gotta come up with a better filter or a better way to get around the filter. So balls in your court, assholes. Come back at me. But yeah, these special labels, it's exciting. The Eagle Rares, the special editions of Buffalo Trace and the special editions of Weller and all these guys, they're getting really excited. They're spending like hours, and it's like a Star Wars.
It's like a scavenger hunt
Movie release before they had 58. Kind of like a scavenger hunt, but you see, a lot of these things don't show up at the big stores. A lot of them show up at the small stores and the small retailers because those guys get rewarded for their loyalty to the brands and stuff like that. So, these small stores that sell a lot of factory whiskeys will either get rewarded or stuck with the bottles from their reps, depending on how it goes. Because a lot of times the reps will say, "We'll give you a discount on the case of Buffalo Trace if you buy 4 bottles of the $150 Weller Reserve," or whatever it is. So that's one way these small stores get their unicorns. And another way these small stores get their little unicorns is they bribe their reps to make sure that their reps give an allocation. And another way that these stores get one of the reasons why they do that and they get that is because they can sell that one bottle for $150 or $175, and that's a nice tidy profit on one bottle. And they've got one customer that will come and buy that bottle, or 2 or 3 customers will come and buy that bottle, and then they can pit those 2 or 3 customers against each other and drive the price up. Quite a clever little ruse they have. But the dirty little secret from Buffalo Trace and Weller and Woodford and Jack Daniels and those guys is when you buy a bottle of Jack Daniels special release, let's say Jack Daniels special release, high proof, special whatever reserve bottle that they've got. When you buy a bottle of Jack Daniels, you're still coming home with Jack Daniels. You're still coming home with Buffalo Trace. You're still coming home with Wild Turkey or Knob Creek. You're still coming home with the same stuff. It just, instead of coming off of this still on Tuesday, it came off of this still on Wednesday and went into this barrel instead of that barrel. And it's still there. It's the same damn whiskey. It's just next to that barrel instead of in that barrel. A lot of times people buy these bottles and they never open them and they never drink them and they never try them. But when they do try them, they are convinced, absolutely convinced, that $120 bottle of Buffalo Trace is better than the $40 bottle of Buffalo Trace they normally buy. But it's still Buffalo Trace. And I mean, I get excited for these guys when they do it, but man, sometimes you just want to pull them aside and go, dude, you just spent like $70,000 on a used Volkswagen. I mean, come on, man. You overpaid for this stuff. You way overpaid for this stuff. But I don't, because I'm excited for them. And what I sometimes do, because I'm naughty, is I'll take a regular bottle of Jack Daniels and pour it in a decanter and tell them that it's a bottle of Pappy that I poured into a decanter. And they've never had Pappy before, and they drink it, and they're happy because they think it tastes like a $125, $200 bottle of whiskey. And they don't know the difference. And that's a way, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, that's a way, Lisa, that you can save about $100 on a bottle of whiskey.
It's pouring it into a
and
decanter.
still make your friends excited, just elated that you've given them, yeah, you pour it into a decanter. I mean, if they can't see the bottle, they don't know what it is. This is Boomtown Bourbon, but if they don't see the bottle, they don't know what it is, and they can't argue. They don't know unless they've had Pappy. If they're one of the rare people that have had Pappy, then you can't fool them, probably. But if they're like most normal people, they'll drink it and go, that's really good. And then you can kind of snicker behind your mask and be happy that you only spent $14 on that bottle of whiskey and not $250 or however much Pappy costs these days. I don't know. I've never bought it. I don't spend more than $100 on a bottle of whiskey. I've never spent more than $100 on a bottle of whiskey. I spent more than $100 on a barrel of whiskey, but I've never spent more than $100 on a bottle. What's the most you've ever spent on a bottle of wine?
I'm fine.
I don't know what just happened, but I am thoroughly interested to find out. A cat, possibly? Did something catch on fire? Did something not catch on fire? I'm going to mute her while we see what happens. Can I mute her? Yeah, I'm going to mute it. Good. The buttons are not working today for some reason. Anyway, so happy everything, I guess. Where are we at? We're at the 16th day of Vlogmas, the 16th day of the month. We are on the 4th day of fourth of my 12 Days of Christmas series, and on our Vlogmas blog, I guess, which is For Calling Birds. And I have no idea what's going on at Lisa's house. I am fascinated and wish to know more. Lisa, could you tell us what blew up over there?
So,
are you back?
At my dining table, which is also my office desk, because I'm still working from home. And my oldest cat jumped.
Hold on. We have a pun alert.
Oh, it was a catastrophe.
Catastrophe.
Most definitely. So she jumps at the long end of the table across from me, and I see her coming towards me. She's like sliding across the table towards me. And she hits a bottle of soy sauce, and that my roommate had left on the table. And anyway, so that I see that go flying onto the floor, and I'm just like, oh, don't break. It did not break. So I just had a little bit of soy sauce.
Well, there you go. So catastrophe averted.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Carrie.
Certainly a close call. It certainly could have been worse.
Oh my gosh. So yes, I can.
A perfect catch on your part. Oh yeah, they don't get better; they get worse.
Yeah.
But I won't bother. Not this time. Not now. Later, maybe on another morning, another evening. And Tuna has joined the conversation. He's joined us, which is fantastic.
Hi, Tuna. I'm okay.
So you mentioned earlier, lady and woman had a different connotation between the two. And that actually slides nice and easily into what I've been thinking about. Well, but also the words lady and woman have very different connotations and very different meanings in a modern society.
Sure.
Just
but
like
specifically talking about cat lady,
gentleman and man. We don't have two words for man. Like woman and lady are not. I mean, but I guess gentleman and lady would kind of go hand in hand there, so to speak.
Sure.
Anyway. So I got, excuse me, I got in a fun little conversation at at the distillery last week. Was it?
Oh.
No, yeah, was it the distillery last week? Not on Saturday. It was in the middle of the week. Somebody popped in.
Okay.
We were chatting about kids these days, and that's the shorthand for all the stuff that we were talking about. They were talking about kids in school and how they don't interact the same way that kids when we were kids in school did stuff, and that how it's different, and it's not as good, and blah blah blah. I'm like, it had to walk him back a little bit because I've got kids in school, and it sounded to me, to my ears, and I told him this, that it was a very 1990s reaction to a 2021 reality that we live in, and I theorized when we were discussing it that our parents probably said the same thing. If our parents were born in the 40s and 50s, then they probably said the same things about us in the 1970s and 80s, in the 80s when we were in school, as we, born in the 70s, are saying about our kids who are in school in the early 20s. Jesus, the 20s. Was born in the late 20th century, a product of the late 20th century. God, that makes it sound like forever ago, late 20th century. Anyway, it's for whatever reason, it's been on my mind more and more and more this week that we, with the great resignations that we're having at the offices, that we are working in 2021 under rules established in 1950. Work rules that were established largely in 1950, slightly updated in the late 60s and early 70s. But we're working under expectations from in some cases, 3 generations ago. Because a lot of these rules and a lot of this operational overhead and baggage that we have, the managers who put in these expectations of us are all baby boomers. They're fading out. There are not as many of them, but they're either baby boomers or late Xers. Gen Xers who were born like in the early wave of Gen X, who were very, very influenced by their parents because their parents were still young. Not like us late Xers who were like our parents had given up by then. But I talked about this in my Vlogmas post today, that there's a lot of people who are looking around and thinking, I don't want to put up with this shit anymore. And the economy and technology and workplace is advanced to the point where they don't have to. They don't have to drive an hour to work every day and an hour home every day to be in an office that they don't have to be at every day, because they can do it from home or from Tacoma or from from the back of a travel trailer on the banks of a river somewhere in Eastern Kentucky, if that's how they wanted to do it. And there's a whole lot of people looking around going, this is stupid. And then they're like not doing it anymore because they don't have to. And I think it's fantastic. And rather than bitch and moan and complain about it, I like the idea of people embracing the new world and going at it and just shedding the old skin that was imposed upon us by in some cases, our grandparents, but in most cases, our parents. What say you, Lisa, of this giant philosophical turd I just dropped on your desk?
What was the question? I mean, I know you were
the
going
social
on
constructs
changed and
the social constructs that we've built around us. Yeah, well, the idea being that the social constructs that we're working in today are largely built from the 1960s, 1950s, 1960s, and in some cases less so a little bit more 80s. But like even today, the workplace is changing and people are just quitting. They're like, fuck it, we're not doing this anymore. Uh-huh. But it's more stuff than that. It's more stuff than that, because we saw this just a cultural sea change that happened over the course of of maybe 4 months a few years back when it came to gay marriage. It was this social construct that we had of a thing, the way things should be.
It was 5
And
years.
granted,
5
the
and a half
people
years.
working on it had worked on it for a long time to get these things to change. But once they started changing, everything changed like that within the course of 3 months. It went from being banned in 20 something states to being legal all over the country. And it seemed like it went really, 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 really fast. When things suddenly started changing, they changed fast. And it seems like there's a whole lot of other things like that. Workplace stuff, social stuff, language that we use around relationships, and even identity of men and women and what we do and our roles in the family and our roles in the household. A lot of that stuff is changing really, really, really fast. And I don't think we understand how old the rules are that we've been following and why we follow those rules. And most of the social rules that we follow are still just hungover rules from the 50s and 60s.
Well, some of them.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, yes, some of them are from there. Some of them are.
Some of them go back further, but you know.
Some of them do. Some of them, certain religious leaders claim, go back even further, and sociologists are like, no, they don't.
All right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I think we've seen a lot of change in relationships, even in since the pandemic started, we've had to adjust to the way that we interact with each other and the way that we keep in touch. And that's been very, very different. I mean, this extrovert is starving.
We're writing new rules as we go along.
Indeed.
I do not miss going out. That was work. Once I get out, I kind of enjoy it, but man, I'm okay with being cooped up in the house for a while. But eventually, I get bored and I want to go out and do stuff, and it's very, very dangerous. But because let me loose in the city, woo, Lord have mercy.
Right. But I mean, yeah, I'm working from home and do it.
I have to stay 6 fins away. But and it's not just like general social rules, like general social decorum, like personal space and respecting that type of thing, which I thoroughly appreciate. People who respect personal space now, even when this pandemic thing first started, way back in March of 2020. Yeah.
2020.
I was at a Specs. I was getting supplies. Needed supplies for a margarita night that we were doing. And I'm in line at the Specs, and I swear to God, this guy gets this far away from me, like stands like right up behind. I could feel his belt buckle. Like it was creepy and dirty. He was so very close. I could smell his cologne. Ugh. And I'm like, dude.
Now you know what it's like to be a woman in a public space.
Yeah, now I know what it's like to be a woman in a club. But I was like, dude, do you want to just go in front of me? Because this is like the air is poisonous and you're gross. Get off me. Ugh. So he backed up. But man, I do not miss that stuff. I was less aware of it before March of 2020, but I am very aware of it now when like they're just crowding up on you and like, whoa, back off.
Yeah.
Anyway, people just insisting on patting me on the shoulder. Ugh, stop it. Get your hands off me. Yeah. Anyway, still don't mind shaking hands though. I'm okay with that. What was I talking about? Oh, social stuff, construct, social construct. It's when you start to think about it, when you start to really think about it, there's a lot of stuff that we do that we just do it because that's how we do it. There's not any reason behind it. There's no biological reason behind it. There's no uh, there's no physical reason to do what we do. There's no biological reason to do what we do. It's literally like so much of what we do on a daily basis, on a regular basis, of just slotting ourselves into identities and roles and things that we expect of ourselves and we expect of others. So much of that is just a thing that we've done because we've always done it. It's a pure construction of society. And as societies change, those roles change. And every once in a while, we get to see that on a dramatic scale. And it's kind of an exciting place to be right now, where I think we're seeing this on a very dramatic scale of things changing in a very dramatic way. And it's been going on for more than 10 years. We just haven't really noticed it that much because there's a whole lot of people that are bitching about it more now than they ever bitched about it in the past.
Who would be a good person to talk about this?
Who would be a good person to talk to about this?
The safety doc.
Did you just freeze? What?
No.
Who?
The safety doc, David Parody.
Oh, the safety doc would be a great guy to talk about this because he's seen it firsthand too, and he lives in a whole different state, so he has a whole nother perspective from up there in the tundra world.
Yeah, it is cold up there.
Is he coming up? Do we have him? Do we have safety doc tonight?
I haven't seen him.
All right.
But Tuna's here.
What a chump. Let's talk bad stuff about the safety doc. Safety doc has
I ordered his book.
Big old.
I haven't picked it up.
He has a big old head. Close talkers. They are the worst. They absolutely are the worst. I concur.
Like,
close talkers are the worst. And
where are you going that you have to smell?
And I'm not gonna lie, close talkers in the bar are even worse than your standard run-of-the-mill daily close talkers. Ugh. When you're in the bar, when you can smell every drink that they've had for the night, mixed with their Axe body spray and their spray-on deodorant from Old Spice, and just the general wear and tear from the day. Ick. Ew. Gross. Those, like, in general society, a close talker is bad enough. But at the end of the day, in the bar, when they've got the patio outside and they're a little bit, body odored up.
They smell a little bit like recess.
They smell a little bit like recess, exactly, but not like elementary school recess, like high school recess, because they're wearing the Axe body spray to try and cover it up. And it's just like, Jesus Christ. And then you can smell all the whiskey or beer. If it's beer, it's even worse. Whiskey is not so bad, but all the beer is worse. I don't know if I've ever expressed out loud the depth of my disdain for drunks. I like the fact that they buy booze, but when you're sober and they're not, it's really hard to enjoy yourself. Especially when they want to keep talking. When you're like a bystander and they're amongst themselves and they're having fun and enjoying themselves, that's fun to watch. It's like going to the zoo and that's mean. That's not what I mean to say. It's like going to the zoo. It's like It's like going to recess and watching the kids play. It's entertaining and it's fun, and you're seeing people have a good time, and you're enjoying yourself watching people. Not enjoying yourself. You're participating in the joy of the moment. You're having a good time with them vicariously through them interacting as extroverts do. But when they want to keep talking to you and tell you all the intimate details of their life and conspiracy theories that they are convinced that they know are true, and then they also want to tell you, sometimes you get some really good personal stories out of it, and that's appreciated. But man, it's tough. Sometimes it's tough because at some point in the night, you're just like, you know what, I'm just going to join you. These conversations will be better if we're both deep in the cups. let me have 3 of these, and I'll get back to you in about 6 minutes. Give me 6 minutes, because she's got to pour them up. It's usually she. I've got 3 or 4 dude bartenders that I go hang out with. Anyway, Old Spice power. That is correct. Hooey. They don't. I mean, when they're trying to hide the BO, they do not skimp. And mad props for going the extra mile. But I'll tell you the same thing that I told Marie Antoinette. I can still smell it. Yeah, I can still smell it. So, yeah. She lost her head over me. Miss you, Marie.
That and cake.
Yeah. Our little thing. It's funny because our little thing was she'd look at me and she'd go, "Let them eat pie." I'd be, I'd love some pie. And then the night was over at that point. We were, yeah. I hid under her dress once when her husband came in. Her husband was the king. I hid under her dress. He was very effete, but he's French. You couldn't really tell. Couldn't tell if he was gay or just French. But spoiler alert, it was both.
Have you seen?
History books will confirm this if you read the right history books.
Have you? Legally Blonde, the musical, has a number called "Is he gay or European?"
No, I've not seen Legally Blonde.
Oh, it's so funny.
Gay or European? Is there an option for both, though?
Turns out to be both.
Because, all right, because that's another one of those social constructs that we have imposed on, on society. You can be gay, you can be European, you can be both gay and European. But in America, you can't be, you have to choose one or the other. You can't be gay and European. You have to choose one or the other. Or not European, American. Or not American, masculine. Well, not even masculine. I'm digging this hole deeper. I'm going to keep going. Give me a shovel. In America, we've got defined roles for masculinity. And until very, very, very recently, within my lifetime, within my kids' lifetime, masculinity and gayness have not been compatible at all. And there's, and now in today's society, there's definitely room for both. But when I was a kid, when I was my son's age, there was not room for both. That was the insult to attack somebody's manhood, to attack somebody's masculinity. You were, that's how you that's how you did it. Excuse me while I choke to death. Lisa, carry on.
So,
all right, that should be better.
Point,
I don't need to hear me coughing to death. I've had an allergy thing, upper respiratory allergy thing, for at least 2 weeks now. Not COVID, not dying. I'll get much better. Say again?
You can just be quiet every once in a while.
Say again? What was that?
You could just be quiet every once in a while.
I could. But, who wants that? Oh, BO are guys who don't wash their hands after using the restroom. I mean, that's a good one. Before the
Definitely
pandemic,
wash their hands. Those
the
are
whole not washing your hands in the restroom, that was like, but yeah, now at this point, it's guys who don't wash their hands. It's like, Jesus, how the how, how the fuck are you even still a thing? I mean, wash your goddamn hands, clean your dishes, wipe off the counter. What is wrong with you people? We just lived through a fucking pandemic. Can you not wash your hands every once in a while? Jesus. I mean, we should be washing our hands like 3 or 4 times a day, whether you pee or not. It's just, don't get me started. I got opinions about basic personal hygiene.
nobody here.
I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, seriously. I mean, basic personal hygiene should be bottom line for what defines simple civilization at this point. Not just what makes a man a man. If you're really a man, you should be helping out with the dishes and helping out with vacuuming and helping out with cleaning the house, because most of your relatives are going to die from fucking pathogens, for Christ's sake. You don't need you to take your guns and go out and patrol the neighborhood and shoot the germs. We just need you to fucking spray some Lysol on the counter every once in a while. God, nobody's asking you to defend my house with your dumb shotgun. Just wash your hands. Defend my household by washing your hands. Well, anyway, so there's that. So there's that. Yeah, I mean, but washing the dishes is women's work. Come on. Fucking wash your hands, dude. Wash the dishes. Hot water, soap, maybe a little disinfectant in the other bin when you rinse it off. Is that asking for a whole lot? I don't think that's asking for much. Jeez. And I'll admit, I'm really, really bad with that, but I've gotten much better at it in the last year and a half. So there you go. Anyway, so what?
Someone is asking why we don't just all live in water. Because we don't have gills, Tuna. We don't have gills.
Well, we have tanks.
I couldn't do that with the scuba diving. I have no interest in scuba diving with the face mask and
yeah. I imagine it would be a very surreal experience. Yeah, I've snorkeled. I've never scubaed, but I've snorkeled. But I just imagine it being a super surreal experience to be down.
I'm just imagine yourself environment in an MRI under the water. That's what I picture this as.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah. I mean, you can't hear anything. Well, you can hear stuff, but it's muffled. You can see, but it's through a glass. You can't breathe air. You're having air pumped into you, circulated through you, and you're in an environment that is literally trying to kill you. Does not want you there. You don't belong there, and it's trying to kill you every second that you're down there. It is just a fascinating place to be. I would love to do it once, but I don't know if it's anything I could ever be thoroughly comfortable with. I don't know.
So, Joe.
And plus the whole gravity thing. Yeah.
I think you and McTubus might be soulmates.
Announce that fact to our biggest client in the middle of an expensive restaurant that they own. Oh, Jesus. And again, before the pandemic, that was different. Before the pandemic, you could all, enough. We're good. Clean enough was a fair argument before the pandemic. well, it was a wrong argument, but it was a fair argument. We've been years since transmissible pathogens. We have all the vaccines and stuff. Of course, 60,000 people died every year from the flu. Like, that wasn't anything. Like, we were just tough and we went into work sick because blah, 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 men. That was stupid. Why the fuck do we go to work sick?
Because
Jesus, you got sick days. Just take 2 days off. Get better. Come back.
No, that's the
We're stupid for letting them.
Yeah. And they're stupid.
Yeah, that's part of the culture that people are just quitting from now because our bosses are dumb because they're working under the same rules that they worked under in the 50s. Like, oh, you're not committed enough to the company. You got to be fully committed to the company. The company doesn't give a shit about you. Why should you be fully committed to a place that fucking fire you right before Thanksgiving? Send them all a big old bag of gummy dicks and let them eat them. Jesus. I have opinions. I still want to send my former boss a giant rainbow dildo for Christmas. Yeah. When this channel gets monetized, we'll do that. That'll be my 1,000 subscriber special. Going to the sex toy store, buying a giant, like one of those giant ones. It looks like it's a rocket to Venus or something. Just like it's huge, a 13-inch supersized dildo, and send it to my former boss. Yeah, he'd like that. At the office, send it to him at the office. He would be mortified because the way I'd pack it, of course, I'd have it like in the box, but I'd put the packing paper on top, so he'd have to like open it up, and it would be this like big production because I'd probably do it like a big box too, like a big one, like 2 feet tall and like supersized box, like one of those gift boxes. It's like 2 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet, one of those big cubes. Yeah. And then put the dildo down in there and then just like cover it up with a whole bunch of paper. So he's like, he has to go in there and he has to like pull the paper out and stuff like that. And everybody's like gathered around, like, what did they send you? What did they send you? And he pulls it out and it's like, we're not going to see this. He tries to hide it. That'd be hilarious. Oh my God. I'd be laughing the whole time I packed it. I'd just be laughing. Could that get me fired?
You don't work for them.
Would that be wrong? Yeah. Would that be wrong?
Joe.
I don't think that would be. I mean, it wouldn't be appropriate, but
Joe.
I mean, if anybody deserved to get a dildo sent to him, it would be that guy. Tubus has the right idea. Stuff in a can of peanuts so it pops out. Of course, now I'm picturing him getting hit in the forehead with a 13-inch dildo. And him just getting laid out on the floor in the office with this dildo wriggling next to him. That would be
I need to go
so fantastic. Oh my God, that would be so fantastic.
I'll be back.
And keep in mind, I have not worked there now since October of 2019. So it has been 2 years, 2 full years, all of 2020 and all of 2021, which would make it even funnier because they wouldn't be expecting it. In fact, I could probably put the return address, from Cinder being the Spanish Inquisition, which would be my own little inside joke because I'm pretty sure, well, most of those people there have seen Monty Python, but I'm pretty sure he hasn't because he's lame. Yes, Corey. I'm not proud of the fact that I put some thought into it, but I have indeed put some thought into sending my former boss a dildo. It would just be, who doesn't want to do that? I mean, if you ever had a former boss who's just who's just a disaster human, who's just a bad person, like in his core. He's just a bad person.
Okay, what did I miss about
I mean, for like most mature people, you just move on, get another job, you just, it's fine.
Not
But
you,
like,
Joe.
I'm
Not
mature.
you.
I've moved on. I've gotten another job. I have moved on. I've gotten another job. I own my own business. This is what I want to be when I grow up and what I want to do when I grow up. I've
That's true.
definitely moved. I'm
You
not
did get
ever
that
going
part.
back. But, and here's the caveat. That son of a bitch cost me like $30,000 by doing what he did when he did it. I mean, like, I've moved on, but like revenge would be fun, but not like bad revenge, like hurting him. Just, embarrassing him a little bit. I don't want to like slash his tires or anything. That's juvenile. Just want to make him, a little embarrassed. I thought about hiring a friend of ours who is a performance clown to hit him in the face with a pie. Because I thought that would be hilarious. Like during the Christmas party. Yeah. I know a guy.
You do know a guy.
Hell, he'd do it for free. Say what?
I said you do know a guy.
I do. I know a guy who would, for free, mind you, happily stalk him, hit him in the face with a pie, and then take a picture and leave.
You have the best friends.
But now, because I am a grown-up and because I have moved on, I have not called my friend and said, hey, this is the guy, this is where he'll be, this is his. Yeah, I've not done that because I'm a grown-up, I'm mature, and I don't want Chris to get like arrested for assault. That'd be mean. But it would be hilarious. Oh my God, it would be hilarious. Just have him there at the entrance to the parking garage every day for like Monday, he's at the entrance of the parking garage. The next day, he's just standing by the elevators. The next day, he's on the floor of the bank, like where the offices are. And then like the next day, and when he gets off the elevator, he just, bam. That'd be so great. Not that I've put a lot of thought into that either, because that might get Chris arrested. And I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
That would be mean to Chris, even if Chris did agree to do it for money. But maybe there's a way to do it so Chris doesn't get arrested. I'll have to ask him.
Yeah. We're halfway through the show. It's 10 o'clock. We're halfway through the show.
Yeah. And see, this is what McTuba said. See, karma gets these guys. And that's one of the reasons why I'm not at all worried about it. One's a federal prison. Damn, sister. Wow. That's a hell of a story. That is a story that I will want to dig into at some point. Woo, federal prison and left the state hiding, abandoned his family. Ooh, damn. And you see, that's what, karma catches up. But see, here's the thing. In like corporate society, bad managers, spineless, bad manager, weak bosses, the kind of yes men who just weak-willed toadies that just toe the company line and don't give a shit about their employees. They're the company guys. They don't get their comeuppance because they get rewarded by the company again and again and again because they are toads and they have no spine and they have no will of their own and they just do it. If the company says, put a bullet in that guy, he just follows orders and just puts a bullet in him. And that's the worst. There's the managers that the companies love the most, these idiots that fail upwards. They're really bad in this office, so they move them to that office, and they're really bad in that office. They move them up because they keep doing what the company wants them to do, and they just bend over and take it and expect everybody else to do the same. And if you resist even a little bit, they don't put up with that shit. They replace you and get one of their own guys. And that's how it goes in the corporate world. in some corporate worlds, not all corporate worlds. Some corporations are actually good to work for. Not this one. But that's the whole GE way of doing things. You get good managers and you replace the bad employees, or the employees that aren't good for management. That's the ones you replace. But in the broader karmic scheme of the world, yeah, he'll probably get what's coming to him at some point. Probably. Yeah, maybe not. And if not, no big deal. That's fine. I'll just sit on top of my piles and piles and piles of whiskey and just enjoy my life as a man does. We just do what we do, or a woman. We just, as a person, as a human being does. I just enjoy my small media empire that I've grown from nothing. Extremely small media empire that I've grown is a subjective term. Lisa, do you have an Unhinged Chronicles for us?
I do have an.
Because now's the time in our show when it's time to do an Unhinged Chronicle. Oh, joyous day! Yeah, I think we should do that now. Do I have my?
There's something new here.
Uh-oh. We have a Unhinged Chronicles with Lisa.
Oh, I can upload the file.
I love that graphic. You can actually upload the file. We can share. We can go from there. It's a new feature. Streamlabs recently got purchased by a company called Hopper, and one of the executives wanted to talk to me about the functionality and features that I use on Streamlab, and so I had a little chat with him today. And he's like, "What are your feelings with the merger?" I'm like, "I'm fine as long as I can still do stuff, and if it gives better functionality, that's even better." He's like, "Okay, are you familiar with the new app Hopper?" Nope. No idea about it. Tell me more.
Right.
So it was a fun little conversation. He was trying to upsell me on a $8,000 a year subscription to the new service. Well, I'm not going to do that.
Holy moly!
But I'm sure somebody will. I know.
Okay, so it's
never that. There's not a scenario where that's going to happen anytime soon. Fantastic! It is uploading, darling. That is awesome to know. So am I going to actually see it over here on the right? The new file?
I don't know.
Am I going to see it? This is going to be exciting. So exciting. So exciting. I can't wait. What is this thing? What is that? Oh, that's the release party. I can get rid of that. But I do want to remind people of our 500th episode show that we're going to be doing, or 500 subscriber show. I will go ahead. Oh, I see it. It's right there. Awesome. I will be talking with the council member in Humble, not next week, but the week after, the week in between Christmas and New Year's.
Okay.
I'll be talking to him that week, unless we have to reschedule that, and then I'll talk to him the first week of January.
Okay.
The episode, our 500 subscriber special, will be recorded in January. And then I now have a monitor large enough to do editing. So I will edit the video down from the 12 hours of footage down to the 30-minute highlights. I'll do a live stream from the cemetery and trim down everything to 30 minutes of highlights. And we will have our 500 subscriber special done in January and hopefully posted in February. And then we can move on to our 1,000 subscriber special where I chop off my left hand. Let's do the show.
Redo that. Do what?
Unhinged Ed Chronicles.
Yeah, no, we're not doing this.
Not Unhinged Ed?
No.
What? You don't want Unhinged? Did you have a problem with your font size?
I apparently did not like it.
Oh, I should not enjoy that much, but I do. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Unhing Ed,
Yeah, that was kind of dorky.
Unhing Education Chronicles. It was the worst thing I'd ever seen in my life, but it was awesome. It was also the best thing I'd ever seen in my life. Lisa, introduce your Unhinged Chronicles. What are they?
So these are the absolutely ridiculous things that I find on the dating app. And I'm on, I do not want to try this. Like, stop. Um, so I'm on Facebook dating, eHarmony, Bumble, and Hinge. And these come from a variety of sources.
And Hinge is famously the one that is trying to put themselves out of business by coupling up every person in the known universe.
Right.
That's
Even
what Max
if
used to say.
there's
Too.
like a 20-year age difference.
Yep. So does that make you even a little bit skeptical of these guys? Like if when they get people coupled up, they leave the app forever. Does that make you even a little bit skeptical? Like they're intentionally not trying to make proper matches. They just want you like close, and they just
Yeah, I
want
don't.
you to, they just want entertainment. Like
Yeah.
those Sudoku apps, you're never going to finish all the puzzles. You're never going to get to the end of Sudoku. They just want you coming back for more and more and more and more.
You don't know that.
All right, I'm just saying. It would make me skeptical. I'm just saying.
Okay. So I'm having issues with PowerPoint because it apparently wants to start a timer in a different screen, and I'm like, I just don't want to do that. I'm like, just
try using a little bit more lubrication and pushing harder.
shut up.
That's a callback to the beginning of the show when I was talking about putting these inside.
Yes,
Brussels sprouts just showed in there.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys are just
I am incorrigible.
like,
you just can't take me anywhere nice.
No, I cannot take you anywhere that's in public. So yeah. So and remember, there are 5 candidates. You vote for the Fumblebee of the Week in the comments. Okay? Everybody got it? Okay.
Vote for your Fumblebee of the Week in comments. Yes.
Moose Scout, you were just in time for your favorite segment.
Moose Gal's here. One of my favorite people.
So
she has been watching. She's been following along in our Vlogmas series. Moose Gal's a good person.
She is. So
I like
this guy.
She's one of my favorites.
Says that he's weird to love and lover of the weird. Oh, and flowers. I love those too. I should note that his profile photo he was wearing a shirt with flowers on it. He's looking for his fellow hooligan. One more thing. You had me when you called the mask a face diaper. I never wore one, and I'm not getting the Fauci ouchie, so COVID cowards keep it moving. Yeah. Swipe left on that winner.
So a guy who's afraid of the needle is denigrating people who don't want to, get sick and die. Okay, cool.
Or, that don't want to get other people sick and have them die, So, yeah.
Yes.
Also, his job listing is Jack of all trades, master of none at the Big Rock Candy Mountain.
Yeah, that's unemployed.
Sounds like it.
open mic comic. That would actually be a fun study to go down the list of occupations that people who are unemployed say their occupation is. Not that there's anything wrong with being unemployed. I'm a big fan of being unemployed.
So this one asked me, "Are you from Nashville? Because you're the only 10 I see." 10 I see.
I'm in for the puns. I mean,
I'm in for the puns, but it gets worse.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they do usually.
Yeah,
Puns are the highest form of comedy. We will do a discussion on that one day.
Okay, yeah,
All right, let's keep going.
Puns, but like the emojis, the multiple emojis, all right in a row. That's like 12.
Was this a private message?
Yes.
Okay. This okay because like this is odd to put in a profile.
Yeah, no, this was a private message from somebody who was trying to get me to match with them.
All right.
He says, "You are by far one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. I would be the luckiest guy in the world," via emoji, "to call you mine. I would really like to get to know you better. Give me a shout. Take care. And God bless you and yours." And then he switches it up from emoji to emoticon.
I'd go for it, girl. Take it.
Trying too hard.
I mean, you got to give him props for putting it out there. I mean, not just merely swiping, but sending you a private message to say, "Hey, this is like the cover letter with the resume." I mean, I'm not. This man is showing initiative. He's not just laying back and swiping one way or the other. He's going all like,
he just stuck
"Dear, to whom it may concern." Yeah, I know. He starts with a pun. To whom it may concern.
No, it would have been okay.
Clever pun.
But like he really oversold it.
Qualified. I am well qualified. I cannot cook, but I love to eat. And if you feed me, I will stick around because I like food.
You might also be a stray dog or a stray cat.
Well, a stray cat, you're definitely going to swipe right on that guy.
I know, right?
You're going to lock him in your closet until he lets you pet him.
This guy. I'm a fun-loving guy. I do wear. I devote myself to satisfy the female. I love to dance. Praise God, note the spelling. And I am faithful with the one I'm with. Then, when I am
he hunts deities.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, Artemis.
I don't think this dude's an American.
Do it.
I think this guy is from Uruguay or something, or maybe Uganda.
So then when I am in, I work through everything because that is the way I believe. I like a woman to take charge of me and be with me. I have my own home and I will have my own car soon. I sold my other house. So if you're looking to move in, do it. I need someone for this big house that will control me.
Wow. You can have yourself your own sex slave. This dude's a gimp.
No, Blue Scout, not the same guy.
I don't think English is this guy's first language. I'm fairly certain this guy is from Liberia or Ghana or Nigeria or somewhere over there. And 3 messages in, he's going to ask for Amazon gift cards.
Right. Yeah, that was a slight
definite swipe right on this guy. I want to see where this goes.
I have to say that praise God was, I think that was the funniest thing.
Yeah, I mean, he hunts and does he hunt and kill, or does he just hunt? Is he like a catch and release guy with his gods, or is he like a trophy mounting? Or
I mean, is it Greek? Is it Roman? Is it Aztec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inquiring minds want to know. I'm infinitely curious. I'm telling you, I would swipe right on this guy and give regular reports back as to what's going on. I want to know how many messages it takes for him to ask for the Amazon gift cards.
I am not going to be your Tootsie Pop experiment.
You see, most of y'all don't know. I'm hearing the jokes coming out of my mouth before y'all do, which is why I'm already laughing before I say it.
So anyway, bachelor number 4. I like long walks on the beach with my girlfriend until the LSD wears off and I realize I'm just dragging a stolen mannequin around the Home Depot parking lot.
Winner. Definite swipe right on this guy. I want to find out more. I want to know where he's doing his open mics. I want to go and buy him a drink. I want to know where he steals his mannequins because I want one of those too, man. Absolutely. I want one of those little kid mannequins, one of those little ones that you get like from the Gap, the Kids Gap or the Kids Old Navy store. I want one of those little ones so I can like stand it up in the bathroom for when my wife comes downstairs to get ready in the morning and it's still dark and she turns on the light and she sees that thing sitting in the doorway of the closet and she just shits her pants right there. That's what I'm going to get her for Christmas.
Can I just remind everyone that Melissa, his wife, is a saint.
Yeah, well, one of the saints.
You are not a saint, Joe.
See, Moose Gal agrees. Number 4 is funny. Should go for it. Find out where that guy's got his open mics. He's going to drag you to show after show, and you're going to have to buy drinks, and it's going to be hilarious.
So, bachelor number 5. Yeah.
I'm loving the comments. Excuse me. God dang. Bachelor number 5
says, "Wow, you have beautiful eyebrows." I'm like, that's a new fetish.
Wow. Say double. McTubus has it right. Is that it? Just you have beautiful eyebrows?
I have a 5. Those are the 5. So
that's it? Like
that's always it. I always have 5.
No, this from this dude. That's it.
That's
you
it.
have beautiful eyebrows. That's it.
That's it.
Like not a and I want to lick them or I want to like trim them off and put them in my soup so that they can be a part of me. Like there's no weirdness to follow. It's just a plain compliment. Like what the hell is this sociopath problem?
It's a weird compliment.
Golly. Normal guys are definitely people to be skeptical of. All he is just complimenting you, like asking nothing in return, offering nothing else on top of the compliment. He's like, you have nice eyebrows. Want to suck my dick? That's how it's supposed to go. Does this guy not know how to court? Man, what is going on with people, guys, these days? He's definitely not one of the top 5.
I mean,
I vote him number 6 out of 5.
I'm just saying.
The mannequin boy being in there twice.
So, to recap,
you have a beautiful eyebrow. That is great.
That's true, McTubus.
That is great. Yes, McTubus.
Because
McTubus wins the comments.
Whenever I describe our comedy duo, I tell people I'm the straight man of the comedy duo, and people don't understand what that means. I'm like, okay, so you've seen Bert and Ernie? I am Bert. So yes, it is better than having unibrow that Bert has. So anyway, so yes, we have the weirdo who loves weird and is weird and apparently does not care about the rest of humankind. And then what would I call this guy? Oh, Mr. Trying Too Hard, right? And then there's the guy who preys on God.
The guy who leads with the pun, and he's trying to. I mean, come on. All
No,
he wants to
not
do,
right.
all he wants to do,
It's
is
not the
trim your
pun.
toenails and put them in a souffle. Come on.
Like, let's be clear. The pun was not the problem. If he had stopped at the pun, it would have been okay. So
He's
yeah,
trying too hard, but the next guy's all like, "I want you to come to my house and put me in a chain
right.
and look at my collection of gods."
Mounted on the wall. Stuffed and mounted on the wall. But yeah, and then we have one psycho and a guy with an eyebrow fetish. So
right.
Moose
All
Goblins for E.
Who's the winner? Who's the best of the bunch this week? Chat, it's up to you. Who's the best? You know what we should do? We should open this up to
okay, you're messing this up. We're not asking for who's the best. We're asking for the fumblebee.
the worst of the bunch. The guy who is the bottom of the barrel, the best of the worst of the best, the last place team, the Lamp Rouge, the one who drags in the finale of the Tour de France, the last person picked in the NFL draft, the guy who turns off the lights on the space station before it crashes into the ocean. We're looking for that guy. The last man on earth. The guy you wouldn't fuck with his dick. Wait.
We've got one for E.
Reverse that.
Got one for C.
I'm not even looking at chat right now.
Got one for B. Got one for D. You guys are all over the place this week.
Yeah, this is random.
This is tough.
Goodness, this cough is not going away tonight. It's actually gotten worse since the show started. All right. Yeah, it's pretty much even. E, C, B. Yeah, ECB, that's one for everybody, except for A, the weirdo.
The weirdo.
No votes for the weirdo.
No votes for the weirdo. Okay.
That definitely seems like a second date type of thing.
What does?
You don't lead with, "Oh, by the way, I don't have my HPV shots." That's a second date type of thing. Or a third date, after the copulation. That's when you say, "By the way, I haven't gotten my shots. You should probably go get checked out." I'm dying over here. There we go. I think I got the juice out.
Fair. Yeah, I think I gotta go.
All right, where are we at? We got anything? It's still even? All right.
Yeah.
So if I had to pick the guy that I wouldn't fuck with somebody else's dick, I just wouldn't even want it. Like, I would definitely, of all these guys, I would swipe right on every. See, I'm not gonna be helpful. If it were me, I would swipe right on all of them except for. Well, okay. Of those four, I would not. No.
5. There are 5.
Okay, so.
And
well, right, but of the 4 that got votes in chat,
the screen.
and so
McTubers understand what swipe right means.
Moose Gal missed A. This is A. A is on screen right now. Moose Gal will like not wear a face diaper. Will get his shots. Of the 4 that got votes, B, C, D, and E, of those 4, I would see. My first thought is like, no, I wouldn't go with eyebrow guy. Like he's just, he doesn't seem that interested. He's just like, hey, nice eyebrows. That's it. Like, yeah, he's the one. The last one, E, A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, E. E is the one. He's the guy I would disqualify from. Of the 4 who got votes, E is the one I would disqualify out of the group. Like, you are off the island. Goodbye. Like the other three, I'm curious what their malfunction is. I want to know more about the dude who preys on gods, and I want to find out where this house is. I want to find out what part of Africa he is from. I want to know
The
how
second house
many.
that he just sold, and
Right, and he doesn't have a car yet, but he had 2 houses. Like, tell me more, man. I want to know how many messages it's going to take for him to get to an Amazon gift card. I want to know. I want to know all about this guy because he is going to ask for money, and I want to be there when it happens because I'm going to get him to send me a poem that espouses his love for me. The parking lot psycho sounds like a dude who'd just be fun to have a drink with, and honestly, trying too hard, boy, he just sounds sweet. Anybody who's willing to put the cover letter on their swipe right is a guy that I'm willing to at least ask for a second interview. Like, come on in, my friend. But like, just like nice eyebrows. Like he is not invested at all. Nice eyebrows, boy. You're off the island. You gotta go. You gotta go. Bye. So there you go. I have made my decision. We have declared a fumblebee for the week.
And who is that?
Wait, what?
Who did you decide on in all of that rambling?
The nice eyebrow boy. E is the winner of the fumblebee of the week.
Okay. Okay. So
Of course.
in a twist, usually after we vote,
Ooh.
I show one that I almost said yes to. This week, you're going to find somebody who I actually reached out to.
If you walk by each one of them at night, which would you keep your eye on until you get to your car? Well, one of them's walking around a Home Depot parking lot, so probably that guy. But even if I saw that guy walking around the parking lot with a mannequin, I would want to know his story. Like, what are you doing? Where'd you get that? Tell me more.
Yeah, no, I would not need to know his story.
I'm telling you, if I went to Darwin's, the bar on the west side of town, and where we go hang out and do stuff. If I went to Darwin's and there was a guy in Darwin's with a mannequin at the table with him, having drinks, one for him, one for the mannequin, I guarantee you, I'm going to walk up to that guy and talk to him. I want to find out what the hell is going on at that table. I am not even kidding. I want to know more. I will buy him drinks. I will buy drinks for the mannequin. I want to know more because there was a movie in the 80s called Mannequin, where the mannequin came to life. It was a great movie. People of a certain age remember this movie. We need to know more about this story. We need to know more about this guy and his mannequin girlfriend. Absolutely. Without question. Anyway.
Moose Cow says that Ramblings with Joe sounds like a nice segment for happy hour. I'm like, how is that not the whole show?
Anyway, what were we talking about? You were going to do a thing. Sometimes there's guys you reach out to.
Right. So you guys get one of those for the first time.
Lisa sends a message to some guy who says, and she says, nice eyebrows.
I did not say nice eyebrows. So anyway, this guy, lives locally, says that he's the owner of a roofing company. We had a decent on eHarmony. There's this scoring system with how you match. Everything ours is over 100, which is great. So I message him.
Yes.
And I say, because he's an owner of a roofing company, I say, I found a leak in my ceiling yesterday. I took it as a sign. And then, which Muppet is your favorite? Because that's a good icebreaker. Yeah. He didn't respond.
But the pun guy was trying too hard.
The pun, I only used one emoji.
Hey, big boy, I see you seal leaks. I got a leak.
So yeah.
Got anything you can seal my leak with? God, Lisa, you're gross.
So anyway, sometimes I try.
Well, bravo for putting yourself out there.
Okay.
And as always, the Fumblebee champion of the week gets absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing at all.
Okay, so McTubis. It's an icebreaker question. And it's kind of like,
It's kind of an icebreaker question.
well, no, it's an icebreaker question, but it's kind of like a quick little personality test. I have found that
I mean,
if a
also,
guy
where'd you
responds
get
with
that mannequin?
animal as his
question.
favorite Muppet, we're probably not gonna. That's not going very far. So, or anyway.
Uh-huh. Yeah. See, Moose Cow's got it. At least you put yourself out there. See, that Moose Cow's got it. And by the way, Moose Cow, I would be a fantastic relationship coach. An absolutely fantastic relationship coach.
Really, Joe? Why am I
I've
still
coached
single
my
then?
oldest son through at least 2 grueling breakups and teased him through one. What, Lisa? Did you
I'm
freeze?
still
Yeah,
single,
you froze.
Mr. Excellent Relationship Coach guy.
Well, you haven't asked me for relationship advice. I haven't offered
Oh,
it.
seriously.
I know. Check this out. Make that bigger. Come on. Go over there. Nope, not that one. That one. Do we have mannequin up yet? Nope. Here we go. Look.
Don't get us taken down again.
Hold on.
Jonathan Switcher
Punk sex.
loves to talk to his work.
You know, you're the first thing I've created that made me feel like an artist. Don't you like a new scarf?
He never expected
Not especially.
to hear him
Mannequin
talk
comes
back.
alive.
I really think I'm going crazy.
I am so glad you're working here. I never thought they'd hire
Stereotypical
anyone
black gay
stranger
friend.
than me.
You're the only one who can see me like this.
To the
Interior
rest of the
designer.
world, he's a disaster.
You're fired.
And she's a dummy.
You are one sick puppy.
But together,
Hey, don't do that.
You weren't so shy when you were
The
creating me.
stereotypical cop guy
What's so
from
real?
Police Academy.
they make magic.
Look at him with the dummy.
Oh my gosh,
You're
that's so
criticized.
cool.
Boy, I just want you to keep an eye on him for me.
I think I'm going to handle things my own way. All the girl mannequins disappeared from the windows last night. Film at 11. Yes, my dear, your favorite. She is gone too.
And by the way, those are definitely 80s sunglasses.
Mine's bigger than yours.
Go get it.
You're magic.
Oh, by the way, it's a
Andrew
stereotypical
McCarthy,
gay black
Kim
male
Cattrall.
friend,
You know I would never
but
bother you when you're
not
getting a piece of wood.
explicitly gay. He's implicitly gay. I should probably do a reaction video at some point. Where'd you go? Get back here. You could be turning your back on that guy. Come on, Lisa.
See, McTubis, that's.
You don't want to be
freedom's
turning your back
fine.
on that guy, do you?
I mean, Jack not named, Jack Job, you know,
Partial
from the
to-
Muppet movie. So,
Oh, goodness. So
somebody says Beaker.
you're
I'm
telling me
okay with that.
that you're not going to date that guy?
What guy?
Oh, you're not going to date the mannequin guy? You could be turned
You
with a
froze.
guy and his fake girlfriend that only he sees
his
in a drug-induced
LSD
coma.
things.
Anyway. I am completely willing to give relationship advice when you get a relationship. Like my dating advice is pretty generic. It's just like, try on all the outfits until you find one that's well enough, and then you just go with it.
Joe.
My basic dating advice is not settle, but aim lower generally because and it sounds bad, but most people go for the ideal that doesn't.
You froze again.
Get back here. All right. Most people go for like the 1 in 7 billion. They like want their one match in the whole 7 billion people in the world. But like, if you aim a little lower, you could probably match up with like 150 million people. And then, you just tolerate the shit that you don't deal with, that you don't want to
There's
deal
a
with.
book by Lori Gottlieb.
I mean, my lovely wife tolerates a lot of crap. Perfect. I tolerate a bunch of crap. I mean, it's fine. That's how you make things work. You just go
you don't get
all
to
the pantry doors, all the cabinets, turn off all the lights, pick up all the shoes. That's what you do.
So, but anyway, there's this great book by Lori Gottlieb. Are you shush? I said there's a great book by Lori Gottlieb that's called "The Case for Marrying Him."
I'm shitting on that. Say again,
Why
Lisa.
are you still talking? And it talks about this very concept about how women, have this, not all women, but women who are dating, who are of a certain age, have this, ideal of what they want, but, what they want is a guy who typically is looking in a pool that's about 10 years younger than what she is. So there's like this mismatch of things that people want. And so anyway, it's a fascinating book. She also goes through several different types
I agree.
dating programs.
That sounds compelling. Maybe we should do a book review.
That would require you to read the book.
Your audio keeps flipping in and out because my internet connection is being shitty for right now for some reason. I don't think anybody else is on the internets here at the house, but it's going in and out on me because I played a video in the background. That's what happened.
That was your fault.
I don't have ADD, Moose Gal. I just have a shitty video connection.
Joe does have.
Yeah, I'll accept that responsibility.
Sort of dysfunction.
I have no attention deficit. I have dysfunctions all day long. No question about that.
How many times do I have to remind you what you were talking about?
Occasionally. Only occasionally. You don't have to remind me all the time. Only occasionally. Mom. Jeez. Anyway. Well, speaking of which, we're in the final 15 minutes of the show, which means it's time to close it out. Because we could cram another 30 minutes into this show, but we're not gonna.
No.
So Lisa, tell me the things that I need to remember to promote this week. What am I doing?
So the distillery is going to be open on Saturday.
Ooh. Yeah. We're going to do a watch party for the Birmingham Bowl on the 28th, which is 2 weeks from now. Not this Saturday, not next Thursday, but the Thursday after. It'll be at the distillery, and we're going to pull out the big screen TV, watch the football game, drink some booze. I think it's the Thursday, isn't it?
No.
I don't know. I don't even know what fucking day
The
it is.
28th.
It's 12 days from now, which would be a Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday?
Tuesday.
I don't have any idea. Tuesday, the 28th. Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to do a watch party at the distillery for the Birmingham Bowl. It will be free, but the booze will cost money. What else do we need to know?
The distillery.
Catch the last 9 days. Yeah, this weekend, Ryan Adam Wells plays 1:30 to 3:30. We're open from 1 to 4. Come to the distillery, buy booze, have some food, listen to some music, enjoy yourself, and keep your pants on. Those are the rules generally at the shop. Shirt and shoes are optional, but pants are required. Yeah. And if you're brave enough to go around without shoes, more power to you, because that gravel in the parking lot can hurt your feet. I don't recommend it, but go right ahead.
And it's like
so we got Ryan Adam Wells playing. We'll have snacks and food and whiskey and cocktails and
lively conversation.
Say again, what?
Hmm?
Oh yeah, lively conversation. I guess if you want to talk, we'll talk. Oh, and a tour. I'll show you the place. All the cool stuff in the background. Yeah, so there you go. If you're in town, if you're nearby, come on by. There's that. There's the Birmingham Bowl. Yeah, we did. We had some people from Austin come in. It's gonna be cool. It's always cool time. You never know who shows up. We could have Zsa Zsa Gabor show up. Wait, is she alive still? She's dead, isn't she? Zsa Zsa Gabor is dead. She's not going to show up. But her daughter, Gaga Gabor? I don't know. I don't know who Zsa Zsa Gabor's daughter is. Who's another elegant fancy chick?
Audrey Hepburn, also dead.
Katy Perry? No. Audrey, is she still alive?
No.
Also dead. What's the chick who looks like Audrey Hepburn? Yeah, her. She'll be there. The one that looks like Audrey Hepburn. She'll be there. Not Audrey herself, but the one who looks like her. She will be there. Possibly. I'm not going to guarantee her appearance, but she might show up. Yeah, so there you go. That got off the rails. There's a chance Aubrey Plaza will show up. It's a small chance, but there's a chance. Let's see here. Whiskey's available in stores all across the state of Texas. Follow our Vlogmas posts daily. We got 9 more of those coming up. And tomorrow is the big one. Tomorrow's the one we've all been waiting for. 5 gold rings. Yeah, see? I can belt that again. 5 gold rings is tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon, maybe morning. I don't know when I post it. But what am I talking about? You have to tune in to find out, because honest to God, I have no idea what the show's going to be about tomorrow. I haven't recorded it yet. That's it. We're done. Show's over. I'm finished. What else you got, Lise? Anything?
Spay and neuter your pets. I don't need a 10th cat.
Are you frozen? Lisa's frozen.
I'm not frozen.
Betty White. Maybe she'll show up. That's possible. She's definitely alive still. Lisa, what you got?
Spay and neuter your pets. I do not need a 10th cat.
Yeah. She's definitely alive. And she's awesome. All right. Plug your thing, Lisa.
I just did. For
I'm
the
going to have my
third
parting
time.
shot.
Spay and neuter your pets. I don't need a 10th cat.
She will kidnap your strays. All right, Lisa, thank you so much. I'm sending you down to the basement. I'll see you in a minute. And I'm going to have my parting shot. Cheers and good night, everybody. It has been a fantastic, wonderful show at the end of a challenging week. I look forward to seeing you all next Thursday for the last show before Christmas and the penultimate episode of the year. Be awesome to each other. It's going to be we've got a long ways to go before we get to the bridge that we're looking to get to. So be awesome to each other. It's the only chance you got. This one right here. Cheers and good night.